Bootstrap is a free collection of tools for creating websites and web applications. It contains HTML and CSS-based design templates for typography, forms, buttons, navigation and other interface components, as well as optional JavaScript extensions. In June 2014 it was the #1 project on GitHub with 69,000 plus stars and 25,000 plus forks, with a user base including MSNBC and NASA. Origin: Bootstrap was developed by Mark Otto and Jacob Thornton at Twitter as a framework to encourage consistency across internal tools. Before Bootstrap, various libraries were used for interface development, which led to inconsistencies and a high maintenance burden. According to Twitter developer Mark Otto, a super small group of developers and I got together to design and build a new internal tool and saw an opportunity to do something more. Through that process, we saw ourselves build something much more substantial than another internal tool. Months later, we ended up with an early version of Bootstrap as a way to document and share common design patterns and assets within the company. The first deployment under real conditions happened during Twitter's first Hack Week. Mark Otto showed some colleagues how to accelerate their project's development with the help of the toolkit. As a result, dozens of teams have moved to the framework. In August 2011, Twitter released Bootstrap as open source. In February 2012, it was the most starred GitHub development project, a position it still holds in June 2014. Features are: Bootstrap is compatible with the latest versions of all major browsers. It gracefully degrades when used on older browsers such as Internet Explorer 8. Since version 2.0 it also supports responsive web design. This means the layout of web pages adjusts dynamically, taking into account the characteristics of the device used. Starting with version 3.0, Bootstrap adopted a mobile-first design philosophy, emphasizing responsive design by default. Bootstrap is open source and available on GitHub. Developers are encouraged to participate in the project and make their own contributions to the platform. Recently, community members have translated Bootstrap's documentation into various languages, including Chinese, Spanish and Russian. Structure and function: Bootstrap is modular and consists essentially of a series of LESS style sheets that implement the various components of the toolkit. A style sheet called Bootstrap-less includes the component style sheets. Developers can adapt the Bootstrap file itself, selecting the components they wish to use in their project. Adjustments are possible to a limited extent through a central configuration style sheet. More profound changes are possible by the LESS declarations. The use of LESS style sheet language allows the use of variables, functions and operators, nested selectors, as well as so-called mixins. Since version 2.0, the configuration of Bootstrap also has a special customize option in the documentation. Moreover, the developer chooses on a form the desired components and adjusts, if necessary, the values of various options to their needs. The subsequently generated package already includes the pre-built CSS style sheet. Grid system and responsive design comes standard with 1170 pixel-wide grid layout. Alternatively, the developer can use a variable width layout. For both cases, the toolkit has 4 variations to make use of different resolutions and types of devices: mobile phones, portrait and landscape, tablets and PCs with low and high resolution. Each variation adjusts the width of the columns. The CSS style sheet: Bootstrap provides a set of style sheets that provide basic style definitions for all key HTML components. These provide a uniform, modern appearance for formatting text, tables and form elements. Reusable components: in addition to the regular HTML elements, Bootstrap contains other commonly used interface elements. These include buttons with advanced features, labels, advanced typographic capabilities, thumbnails, warning messages and a progress bar. JavaScript Components: Bootstrap comes with several JavaScript components in the form of jQuery plugins. They provide additional user interface elements such as dialog boxes, tooltips, and carousels. They also extend the functionality of some existing interface elements, including for example an autocomplete function for input fields. In version 2.0, the following JavaScript plugins are supported: Modal, Dropdown, Scrollsp, Tab, Tooltip, Poopover, Alert, Button, Collapse, Carousel and Typeahead. An implementation of Twitter Bootstrap using the Dojo toolkit is also available. It is called Dojo Bootstrap and is a port of the Twitter Bootstrap plugins. It uses 100% Dojo code and has support for AMD. Likewise, Bootstrap controls for AngularJS are also available. They are called UI Bootstrap. This port reuses some Bootstrap markup. To use Bootstrap in an HTML page, the developer downloads the Bootstrap CSS stylesheet and includes a link in the HTML file. The developer can also compile the CSS file from the downloaded LESS or SASS stylesheets, with a special compiler. If the developer wants to use the JavaScript components, they must be referenced along with the jQuery library in the HTML document. The following example illustrates how this works. The HTML code defines a simple search form and a list of results in tabular form. The page consists of HTML5 elements and CSS information according to the Bootstrap documentation. The figure shows the representation of the document in Mozilla Firefox 10. Creating a simple layout grid. See also CSS, HTML, JavaScript, jQuery, CSS frameworks, references, GitHub, search stars greater than 1. Retrieved June 25, 2014. NASA, Spot the Station. November 6, 2012. MSNBC, Breaking News. November 6, 2012. Mark Otto. Bootstrap in A-list part number 342. Retrieved March 5, 2012. Mark Otto. Bootstrap from Twitter. Retrieved April 27, 2012. http, jetbootstrap.com, http, blog.semanticxhtml.com, blog, using Twitter Bootstrap with Dojo. Retrieved on September 18, 2012, Dojo Toolkit implementation of Twitter Bootstrap. Retrieved on September 18, 2012, AMD for asynchronous loading of the modules and its dependencies. Retrieved on September 18, 2012, http, Angular Regith bio, external links, Bootstrap, the official website, contains documentation and downloads, Bootstrap blog, the official Bootstrap blog maintained by the developer, Mark Otto.